Good morning and welcome to UUWH Hills. Now please rise in body and or spirit as you're able as we sing our opening hymn, number 370, All People That on Earth Do Dwell, number 370 in the gray hymnal. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to UUWH Hills. I am the Reverend Mark Roble, the senior minister here. Wonderful to see so many smiling faces. We have a blizzard coming later on today, a blizzard. Yoo-hoo. Anyway, welcome. We're glad that you're here. We are an open and affirming congregation, which means that for us, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter how you dress, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or bi or trans or some rainbow color in between. It doesn't matter if you're married or single or divorced or it's complicated. It doesn't matter to us if you're a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or a Muslim or an atheist or a humanist. What matters to us is that we gather every Sunday here together to love and support each other. Here, our only creed is love, and our religious practice is love. So regardless of where you are on your own personal spiritual journey, welcome to UUWH Hills, where we are joyfully called to worship this morning. Now, anyone new here, raise your hand if it's your first. I won't embarrass you, just give it, welcome. Welcome. Anyone else? Now let's turn to our camera that seems to be working this week and wave to our online pews folks and say hello to them. Now we can turn to each other and wish each other a sign of peace and goodwill. So we're having pulpit microphone issues again this week, so I'll be over on this side. It's so annoying. Excuse me. I hear my voice going in and out, in and out. Excuse me. So just a couple of announcements. Molly and John, rummage sale sign up. There'll be a table during coffee hour. So folks, stop by the table, and Molly wanted me to let everyone know that if you stop by the table, there's homemade coffee cake, I believe you said? Yes, homemade coffee cake for anyone. First she said you have to sign up, and she said, if they just come to the table, I'll give them a piece. We're scheduled for a pub theology Tuesday night. We're going to have to play that by ear depending on snow and how much snow is. But sort of keep that in the back of your mind, that pub theology Tuesday night, Tempo in Waltham at 7 p.m.
Now, as we deepen into worship, I'd like to invite Reed up to light our chalice. The flaming chalice is not only a shining symbol of our Unitarian Universalist commitment to religious pluralism and humanitarian principle, but also a much-needed light shining into our world. We light it on our altar each Sunday and anytime we gather as a community. If you're watching from home and have a chalice on hand, you may want to light yours now. The words for our chalice lighting are spoken in unison. You will find the words printed in your order of service or appearing on your screen. Please join me in saying them as Reed lights our chalice this morning. We light this chalice to illuminate our faithful way forward as an inspirational community of hope. Together we seek spiritual growth. We strive for just and responsible action. We dedicate ourselves to leading lives of compassion and purpose.
All right, it's time for our story for all ages, so I'd like to invite young at heart, those who don't feel so young at heart, come on up and join us on the stairs here. No, I don't want to say old. Come on up. Great, nice little crowd up here today. So I'm going to tell you a story this morning about being new and how sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not so fun to be new. And I'm going to start my story just like April does with once upon a time, there was a second grader and his name was Paul. And in September, he moved to a new town and a new house, and he was in a new school. He even had a new desk. There was a boy sitting across from him with red hair, and his name was Ryan. He told Paul a knock-knock joke, which Paul thought was very, very funny, and they became good friends that day. The second day, 3 other boys came up to Ryan, and he thought, oh, great, they want to be my friends too. I can't wait to meet them. But that's not what happened. They came up and started poking Paul and even calling him names. He looked at his friend Ryan. Ryan really didn't want to hear what was going on. So what do you think Ryan did? What do you do when you don't want to hear something? He stuck his fingers in his ears. The second day wasn't such a good day for Paul. But the next day got even worse because the 3 boys came up to Paul at lunchtime and they stole his lunch. He didn't have anything to eat for lunch that day. The next day, Paul didn't go to school at all. He was too afraid. The 3 boys were cheering that day because Paul wasn't there. They were so happy that Paul wasn't there that day. And even though he didn't want to, Ryan heard them planning mean things to do to Paul when he got back to school. But this time he didn't stick his fingers in his ears. What do you think Ryan did? That's right, he told the teacher. And when Paul came back to school and there was recess, the three boys came around, and then the teacher came around too and stopped any shenanigans. And Ryan said, come on, come play with me. And that day was the best day of all for Paul, because him and Ryan became really good friends. So my hope for all of us is that when you hear something that you'd rather not hear, that you don't stick your fingers in your ears. I hope that when you see or hear something, you find a way to support and to love a person and not run away. And all your days will be good days. The end.
Good morning, all. So this is the calm before the storm. So with that in mind, the Social Action Council has chosen the theme of immigration justice and refugees for our February plate collections. This week's plate collection will benefit the Lucé Immigrant Justice Network of Massachusetts, a coalition of immigrant-led grassroots groups committed to keeping communities safe through organizing, information sharing, and mutual aid. To these ends, the Lucé Defense Hotline operates 14 hours per day to verify ICE activity and to support vulnerable populations in exercising their rights. Lucé has also created organizing hubs in communities across the state to identify needs and coordinate assistance for immigrants navigating ICE enforcement. With our help, Lucé will increase its ability to provide training, to mobilize resources, and to expand its impact. They are anticipating the need for more staff to operate the hotline, manage volunteers, and coordinate hubs to address an expected influx of ICE agents in Massachusetts. Even now, immigrants in nearby communities are living in fear and need us to take action to protect them. You can make your donation electronically or place it in a plate when it is passed. If you want to make an online payment, visit the online giving page on our website. Once there, be sure that plate collection is selected from the drop-down menu. And if you write a check, please remember to put Lucé, L-U-C-E, on the memo line.
We open our circle of care and concern this morning with these words from Odette Fulbright Folsom. Do not think we are finished. Oh no, we will never be finished, never just done, until the light of justice is lit behind every eye. Do not think we will be silent. No, there will not be silence until the world has sung the names of the dead with full throats and still will sing on. Do not think fear is the end of us. Oh, you are broken in mind and heart if you even imagine that our fear for our lives is the end of this story. We are braver than you have ever conceived, and you will not be the end of us. We have come to take back the world that is the inheritance of better children, better lovers, better days. There will be love again, but justice is our demand now. You will not take us down. We are endless, firelit, determined, and we are coming for you. Now I'd like to take a moment and reflect on these words in silence. And may it be so. Now I'd like to invite all who wish to come forward and light a candle of intention. And if you're comfortable, please let us know the person or place that this intention is for, and we will carry them in our hearts. If you're in our online pews, please type your joy or concern in the comments section, and we will also carry your concern or joy in our hearts. So please come down the center aisle, light the candle, begin.
This is a candle for our friend Laura, who continues fighting cancer but was hoping to go on vacation next week, but is again hospitalized.
We honor all of these intentions this morning in this community. Along with these, we also know are certain joys and sorrows that remain private this hour. Those too have a rightful place here with us. So this morning, we honor all of these with light. We light this candle for all those people who do not have a community like this in which to share their joys and concerns. May this candle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse. May its radiance pour out upon our hearts and spread light into the darkened corners of our world. Now please join in singing Comfort Me, number 1002 in your teal hymnal, and we will sing the first verse.
Today's reading is by Jen Crow. Love can keep us company. Love can work its way into improbable and impossible situations. Like water over stone, it has the potential to wear down our suffering, create new pathways of possibility, and support life in inhospitable terrain. Love can't fix every situation, but it does have a way of working on us and opening portals to our closed hearts. Love keeps us company, settling in beside the unlikely good. The house struck by lightning and set afire in the middle of the night, the child lost, the immigration case that goes well or poorly, the lottery ticket in the car accident, the diagnosis, and the deliverance from evil. None of it deserved, all of it happening all the same. Love cannot fix everything, but it can keep us company. It can help us imagine ourselves through the perspective of others, the ones who won't give up, who whisper through the ages, "Let's see what a little love can do."
Thank you, choir. So a few evenings ago, I was watching the news, MS Now, they're calling themselves, with Nicole Wallace, of course. And the opening segment was of children running from a bus stop, running towards their school because ICE had shown up. The kids were terrified and were looking for places to hide. The news reporter then interviewed a young boy who couldn't be more than 7 or 8 years old, and he was crying because he was afraid that ICE would find him or take his parents. This was a small community in New Jersey with a significant immigrant population. Well, the community came out almost immediately in protest with whistles and horns to protect their neighbors. The reporter went up to one young man, couldn't have been more than 25 or 26 years old, holding an American flag, and asked what brought him out to this protest. The young man was a counselor and a coach at that school and witnessed those little kids running for their lives. He said, "I have never protested in my life. As a matter of fact, I haven't paid much attention to politics. But what I just saw horrified me. In this country, these are our kids, little kids. What are we doing? This is not right." He became very emotional, which embarrassed him a little, but the reporter was very kind and very gentle with him. The young man ended by saying, "God bless America. We can do this." With those words, "we can do this," I immediately knew what my sermon was going to be today. Yes, we can do this. Yes, we are doing this. I've said many times to all of you that one of the things that this congregation does very well is its social action and social justice programs. UU Wellesley Hills has a deep and meaningful history of justice making going back to its inception. That tradition has carried through generations and generations of folks who grew up here, who raised their children here, called justice-seeking ministers to lead them. But I think that sometimes we forget why justice matters, and more importantly, why it matters to us as Unitarian Universalists. We don't do justice just for the sake of justice. We do justice because it is at the core of our faith. Treat everyone fairly because we are all deserving of dignity and respect. Love your neighbor as yourself because outside of all of our differences, we are connected. Our new shared values are grounded in and by love. What you do unto your brother, you do unto yourself. I'm sure many of you read Heather Cox Richardson's blog each day. On Wednesday, Governor Pritzker of Illinois gave his State of the State address and hit upon what I believe is the reason we're seeing what we're seeing from our communities. Cox Richardson quoted part of Pritzker's address. After he berated the Trump-Miller regime for their cruelty and hate-based policy, Pritzker spoke about love. I'd like to read a bit of it for you. I've been thinking a lot lately about love, about loving people and loving your country and the power involved in both, the governor said. I know right now there are a lot of people out there who love their country and feel like their country is not loving them back. I know that. But he told those people that your country is loving you back, just not in the way you are used to hearing. It's not speaking in anthems or flags or ostentatious displays of patriotism. It will never come from the people who say the only way to love America is to hate Americans. Love is found in every act of courage, large and small, taken to preserve the country we once knew. You will find it in homes and schools and churches and art. It is there. It has not been squashed. Pritzker called out the love shown by the bicyclers who show up in Little Village every day during Operation Midway Blitz to buy out tamale carts so the vendors could return to the safety of their homes. The parishioners who formed human chains around churches so that immigrants could worship. And the moms in the school pickup line who whipped out their cameras and their whistles, and in the face of every Midwesterner who put on their heaviest coat and protested outside on the coldest day. That love for one's neighbor, he suggested, is the country's most powerful tool against the rise of authoritarianism. I am begging my fellow politicians, my fellow Illinoisians, my fellow Americans to realize that right now in this country, we are not fighting over policy or political party. We are fighting over whether we are going to be a civilization rooted in empathy and kindness, or one rooted in cruelty and rage. I love my country, Pritzker said. I refuse to stop. The hope I have found in a very difficult year is that love is the light that gets you through the long night. Pritzker sounds like a UU if you ask me. His words are simple yet powerful, a testament to the impact that stepping outside of our little bubbles can have on the world, a testament to the universal power of love. We've seen it in LA, we've seen it in Chicago, we've certainly seen it in Minneapolis. We see it anytime a community comes together seeking truth and justice. This is our living faith, our living tradition. We fight back not only because it's the right thing to do, because it is, but because it is what our faith calls us to do. And the phrase, "we can do this," springs from the knowing that our ancestors and generations before us fought back. Yes, we can do this. Jimmy Carter once said, "You can do what you have to do, and sometimes you can do it even better than you thought you could." And I believe that's what's happening in our country right now. Think back 8, 9, 10 months ago when this horror started unfolding. The craziness and instability of the president, cabinet members who are nuts, Elon Musk and his goons pillaging departments. We'll probably never know the damage that Doge did to this country. As all of this started to unroll, one insane presidential executive order after another, the feeling of helplessness was overwhelming. We expected our leaders to lead, to do something. For the most part, crickets. And then the anger came. Anger at the administration, anger at our political leaders, anger at each other. Then the resolve. This is how things are, and we just need to figure out how to deal with it. And now, action. It reminds me a little of Kubler-Ross's stages of grief. This "we can do" attitude is permeating red states and blue states. It's permeating religious organizations and secular organizations. But most importantly, it's permeating our hearts. Governor Pritzker is onto something here. At the end of the day, love is the only thing that matters. At the end of our lives, how we have loved is all that remains. I am confident that we are at the precipice of significant change in our country and in our world. And I'm not only talking about political change, but more importantly, how we treat each other, how we remain in relationship with each other despite our differences. It is becoming clearer and clearer to me, watching how people are responding to this madness, that love is at the core of who we are as human beings. We can do this. In the words of Dr. Maya Angelou, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. I am confident that this chaos and craziness will end. And when it does, I believe Dr. Angelou's words will be imprinted on our hearts. As a congregation who holds love at our center, we know what that power is. And we know that, yes, we can do this. I'd like to end this morning with a poem by Donna Markova. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. And may we make it so this morning. Now I'd like to invite you to rise in body and or spirit as you're able as we sing our closing hymn with heart and mind, number 300 in the great hymnal, number 300.
Now that our celebration is concluding this morning, we extinguish our chalice. Our closing words are spoken in unison. You'll find them printed in your order of service or appearing on your screen. Extinguishing this flame which has burned bright in our midst, we revere what has been kindled within each one of us, warmth and community, the light of truth, a perpetual spark of hope.
Go forth in simplicity, find and walk the path that leads to compassion and wisdom, that leads to happiness, peace, and ease. Welcome the stranger and open your heart to a world in need of healing. Be courageous before the forces of hate. Hold and embody a vision of the common good that serves the need of all people. Our service has ended this morning. Go in peace and return with the spirit full of courage. Yes, we can do this.